Well, Shemai everyone, how are you all? I'm here with my take on the Scraplift challenge, and it's actually a Scraplift of a layout created by Nikki Rowland. I loved the strips of paper leading up the page, so that's what I'm going to go with, and I'm using the Happiness collection by Coco Vanilla, because in this photo we were happy because we were on holidays. And as you can imagine, not many of us have gone very far this year, have we? So I'm just doing some splodges or a little bit of misting using my Heidi Swap Colour Shine mist. I think the one is pink and the other one is patina. And then I'm going to start cutting my strips of paper. I don't make you watch it all because you know how to use a trimmer, but I'm actually cutting them and they are an inch wide. And then I cut the length then according to how they're going to fit in the pattern. So here they all are. And as you can see, I'm sort of doing a few at a time because I want a top and a bottom one to make like a bit of a diamond shape, I suppose. I cut the rainbow paper the other way so you get the full rainbow rather than just sort of one colour of it. So I've chosen these colours, these papers I should say, because they've got all the same colours in them and I love the vibrancy of them. They are so bright and colourful, and on a miserable November day that's what we need. We need a bit of cheeriness, don't we? A bit of bright primary colours in our life. So I'm just going to start distressing them now, and as if by magic they're all done, and I've arranged them into how I want them on my page there. So as you can see, I've just got a mixture of all the patterns there, and my next job then is to start sticking them down using my ATG gun. I use my T-square ruler just to sort of get them fairly straight. I haven't got a very straight eye at all actually, so as you can see I'm just moving my ruler up to give me a little tiny bit of a gap in between, and I'm just going to continue that all the way up the page. And here we go. How quickly did I do that then? My hands must have moved so quickly they were a blur. I must be honest, I needed a Scraplift challenge because I've lost a little bit of scrapping mojo at the moment because I'm busy with Christmas cards and crafting in school. I've been doing craft videos for school as well because we are taking part in the Mind charity event which takes place on Saturday, and they're asking people to craft together virtually. So I've created 3 projects for the children, and we've sold little craft kits and all the money's going to Mind, so my head has been full of that at the moment. Anyway, back to what we should be talking about. I'm using this lovely title which I think is from Bramble Fox. I'm sure it is, and I loved the colourfulness of Nikki's title, so I've scraplifted that. The only thing I do struggle with is sticking these little letters down. I cannot find my glossy accents, so I'm actually using matte accents, which I've had for, well, must be about the last 14 years. And I'm not sure how sticky they are because I struggle a bit with them. These papers are actually from a Dear Lizzie collection, and they were from a cut card sheet, so I thought I'd make use of those. That little rosette reminded me of My Little Ponies for some reason. I don't know why that would sort of have anything to do with this photo. And I'm just going to use some of the ephemera now from the pack, but also I've mixed in a couple of things from my own stash. I've recently reorganised all my ephemera and embellishments into colours rather than type, to see whether it gets me using it, and does it make it easier for me to browse through. How do you store yours and how do you organise them? Because it is a bit of a bane in my life. Perhaps if I had less of them it'd be easier, but there we go, we won't go into that. So I've got this little tassel, and I'm just going to sort of pick the flowers up then on foam pads to frame the picture. As I say, these are much happier times on holidays. There we go. These little pads are a bit of a nightmare, but as you can see, my all the colours are all mixed through, and they're organised the same way as Nikki has done on her scrapbook layout. I can't speak today. I've been like this in school as well. So here we go. I'm sort of just adding the embellishments now. As you can see, I'm fighting with my matte accents. How do you stick your acrylic embellishments down? Because I really do struggle. They sort of stick to me rather than anything else. So I'm just adding my title, and there we go. I'm right at the end there, and I'm still pressing down with all my might. And then I've got another one which says Love 365 that I'm going to add on as well. I'm a little bit of a hoarder of these acrylic shapes. I love them. I can never bear to put them on a page, which is the whole point of them. So I'm trying to sort of challenge myself here. I've done a really bad sticking day. The handy thing that you can have on your desk ready for when you're sticking things down are some acrylic blocks for stamping, because I've used them to just add a little bit of weight on top of any embellishments I'm trying to get to adhere to the page. I've got this little flare badge here which says My World. And then is just the final sort of bits of embellishing. So I've stuck pretty closely to the Scraplift because, as I say, I have been in a little bit of a scrapbooking rut, I suppose. Christmas cards are at the forefront of my mind at the moment, so I tend to find this time of year my scrapbooking takes a little bit of a backward seat. So I'm just adding these little hearts there from the ephemera pack. I love the colours in Coco Vanilla's collections. They are so pretty, muted but bright, if that makes any sense at all. Bows. I've got so many bows, and I very, very rarely actually add them to a page. So there we are. You can see my thumb is going white from trying to hold it down. But because there was a little bit of, I think there's a bit of foam pad on there, nothing wanted to stick to it. So in comes an acrylic block. So now I'm using some stickles, not stickles, they're liquid pearls. And no, they're not, the Nuvo drops, pretty much like liquid pearls. I always practice on a piece of paper first, because the one time I was doing a project and it was stuck and I squeezed too hard and it emptied absolutely everywhere, including all over my pajamas. So I'm going to be coming to the end in a second. I'm looking forward to see how you interpret the sketch. I wish you all an Nadolig Llawen, Merry Christmas from me, a blwyddyn newydd dda, Happy New Year. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Hwyl fawr!